Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 10 of Therapeutic Thursdays. And Deepti, can you believe it's been 10 episodes? And so nice to have Madhvi in such a milestone episode because we were looking forward to talking to you for a very long time. You were, I think, one of the first people that we approached. And so glad to have you here with us. And why don't you introduce yourself and your work in the field?
So, hi Purva and hi Deepti. It's
Hello.
wonderful to be a part of this, and thank you for having me over. So, if I have to talk about my, just a moment, am I audible?
Yes, very clear.
Yeah, yeah, all good.
So, yes. So, if I have to talk about my journey, then it goes back like all of us way back in our childhood. And I started off with learning dance. I think my parents very early they understood that her energies need to be channelized because I was literally dancing everywhere. And that's how classical dance happened. I went up to do my master's. And I think while I was learning throughout my teenage, that stage, I didn't realize what were the benefits happening in the process. It was much later in my 20s, I think when I was looking at others, that's when I realized that, oh, dance has really benefited me in so many ways. Be it discipline, I think time management. I think I could even pass through every milestone so harmoniously. I mean, it didn't affect me. So something was happening internally. And that was the time I felt, okay, as a dancer, I'm able to see the benefits. I'm able to reap the benefits of dance. But what about those non-dancers? I mean, so that was the time this thought came in. But from there to the time I reached Simtai was a long gap. And in between, my other journey started with yoga, the energy healing when I started working with chakras. And that started because when I had my son, I landed up with some health issues. And that was the time I moved towards yoga. And when I'm saying yoga, it was just the asanas. Because I thought I need to, just do something physically and get myself back to that strength and energy. And I didn't even realize in a few months I started feeling better. And that's the time I realized that I was only touching the surface of yoga, the tip of it.
Mm.
There was so much to it. And gradually, that's when I started understanding that I'm not just this physical body that I see. There's a lot more to it. And then how the emotions and the energy body. And that's how I moved into energy healing through Reiki. And chakra was a part of it. So as I kept practicing a better understanding of myself, but in the background, this thought was always there. How do I use dance now in this entire process? Because I wanted to always use dance for therapy purpose. And this just happened. I think I was so aligned at that time that the divine thought this is the right time. Let me put her into Simtai. And that's where my journey started with Simtai. And the best part was it was so much in sync with the way I work because I always wanted to bring in all different healing modalities together with dance and then create a holistic approach while I'm dealing with anybody when I have a client with me. And that's exactly what I could get out of this course. And yeah, that's how I could learn the chakra system could be, blended with DMT. And I think that's where my horizon broadened and I could do so much more after that. So that's how DMT started in my life.
Awesome. I think I resonate so much with you, Madhvi, when you say that because of your son, you ended up exploring a lot more about yourself. Same thing happened to me. In fact, one of the episodes, me and Purva were discussing that. And you end up realizing that you're much more than you think you are, right? You have so much more hidden inside you. There's that potential which is waiting to come out. And we are discussing this during Navratri time when that feminine energy at its peak, and we know we have minimum nine avatars of ourselves and so many more, right? So I just have this question to you, Madhvi. Today, when you work with your clients, how do you integrate all of these together, whether it is your crystal healing journey or your pranic healing or yoga and dance? How do these complement each other and how do they work well together in harmony?
Yeah. So, see, when we are talking of all of these healing modalities, one thing we need to understand that we are finally working with the body, the emotions, and the energy. So either we work through the body and reach the energy field, or through the energy we work and then reach the emotions and the physical body. So different modalities, but we are finally doing the output is the same. Now, when I work with my clients, yes, when it's a DMT session, typically the DMT sessions that happen with the groups, I of course start with our icebreakers, and it can't be started. I can't bring in these healing modalities right from the beginning, right? So they need to first become comfortable with the movement seeding happening, and as they start exploring their movement language, and they develop this, the group dynamics also improve, the bonding improves, and that's the time when I actually bring in the other healing modalities. So once they are comfortable in their body and they are also okay to express in the group. And that's when typically what I use mostly is the chakra with DMT. Of course, there's journaling happening, there is artwork happening. I don't bring in Reiki healing because that's another healing journey where I can add in, to the clients. But for them to learn that at that stage will not flow. So that's the time I bring in chakra work. And what I do is give them an understanding of entire chakra system, how and how the chakras function, and what is the purpose of we even trying to understand the chakra at this juncture. So why am I even understanding this? I've come for a DMT session, so I need to be very clear as to what is the reason that we are dealing with chakras here, and how do chakras affect us physically, emotionally. And then that's the depth that I get into when they start understanding the whole of the chakra system, the different chakras in the body. And then I actually get them into the practical sessions after that, addressing each chakra. And there is verbal processing happening at such time. There is, I bring in yoga also. So asanas is a part, sound is a part, lot of sound therapy that is used, artwork is used. So it's a blend of all of these. But yes, a clear picture of chakra work is very important. And I think I at least give 4 to 5 sessions to deal with all of these chakras, and that's beautiful when I actually work with them.
Yeah. I feel you have brought in a very good point about informing people well. Because so again, that was one of the reasons why Deepti and I started this, because just to say come and completely trust me with what I do, because we are so sure of DMT working, or for you DMT and chakra working, that somewhere we realize that we are missing the step of actually informing them. Just saying if it's a safe space might not make it a safe space if it's not coming from the point of information. So actually, it is in a way a teaching, right? Like you are sort of teaching them the roots,
Yes.
why it works, what's the philosophy. And I feel as DMT practitioners also, we need to sort of, along with the activities and the reflection and all of the other things, this also should some psychology element, some movement element as to why it works, should I feel come up.
Absolutely. So true. I mean, see, without giving them the background of chakras, which is it's not something which is tangible, right? It is not seen. And with the conditioning of what people are with, the conditioned mind, uh, most of us are not ready to directly dive into the unseen and those subtle levels. So it makes so much sense that they're given the clear picture, and then they actually see the results because they know they are in charge. They know how to handle these emotions. Where can they just work on and release and feel better? And this, the best part about chakra work, because they're learning something new in the DMT session. They never prepared for that initially. The best part is that these are practices that they can integrate in their life. And a regular practice of chakras is it's like I don't have to keep visiting my therapist all the while. I am better placed. I mean, this might not sound too great, but still. But it's good, right? I mean, you're making someone self-reliant. I mean, they can take care of themselves for little challenges of their life, and maybe when it is really important, they can get back into a therapy setting.
Absolutely, Madhvi. I think you brought in a very important point, and this is what Divya also was talking last time, right? Body is something so accessible to us, something that is so tangible, something that we can see. And reaching and understanding subtle energies through the body is a very easy channel, I believe. And I remember both of us were facilitating sessions with these group of ladies, right? I think for them, the journey from body to chakras was so easy to understand how actually our emotions work, how our mind works, how chakras work, and how harmoniously things can work. Dance movement therapy, I believe, has made it very simple. Compared to yoga practice or some other practice, there you need to really be present a lot more, or become a lot more self-aware to reach that stage. Whereas dance movement therapy, I found that journey is very easy, right?
True, true.
And also that awareness comes in very quickly because you're dealing with something very tangible. So something that you can see and feel, it's a lot more accessible to people, I believe. And it does not make it overwhelming. The moment I have
Mm.
seen when we mention words like chakras and meditation and healing, and they're like, oh my God, that is not my cup of tea. And mind goes to, okay, there might be some techniques which are not suitable, which I don't believe in, religious concepts coming in. But dance movement therapy, I believe, makes it very simple. If you can move your body,
Mm.
you can talk to your chakras or you can talk to your mind, right?
Very true. Very true. And where you made a good point about becoming present. And I mean, people feel meditation is what something which is not so easy because you need to be present completely, and that's not possible. But dance movement therapy also makes you completely in the moment, gets you in the moment.
Right.
It cuts off the past and the future, and that's how it's so much more easier for us to reflect. And when we add in chakra work is just a catalyst in this entire process. So it just speeds everything because there is better awareness. I know exactly now where to reflect. And once the reflection starts, I know what's coming out of it. And once
Mm.
what's coming out, then I know how to work with it because we are using sound there. We are using guided meditation there. Guided meditation becomes easy. Okay,
Yes.
so we know how to release now. So the release happens easier. And then we are also bringing in the strength or, the energy from the elements which are connected with the chakras. Like it can be the earth element or water element, fire element, the air, space, so whatever. So all of these elements, we are deriving energy out of that. And now I'm in a better space to regulate my life. So I just feel there is so much more stability that comes and so much more grounding that happens through this journey. So I always find that it's the best way to reach the present. Move. I mean,
Yeah,
that's so
very
contradictory.
true.
You're moving, but then you can come to the moment.
Yeah. Because, yeah, for me also, yoga, meditation has always been very intimidating. It still is. Like
Mm.
I still do not, I cannot practice yoga. Somehow it's not happened yet. But DMT is as close as it gets, right? Because like you said, when I move, I am cut off from everything. Whatever thoughts are coming, they come and go. I don't restrict them. I don't dwell on them. The flow is so natural. And so for me, it is in a way therapeutic. It is meditation, also a medium that I really love. So yeah, like both of you were saying that um, using like end is the same, but memes can be so different and so easily modified, so easy to access. So this brings me to my question to you, Madhvi. Was it easier for you then after doing DMT to facilitate chakra healing because you found a medium which you also enjoyed doing?
So before DMT, when I was working with chakras, it would be a proper workshop where people are just sitting, listening to all the theory, and then understanding where are the chakras, what are chakras, okay, their energy centers, for example, and then how they're affecting our physical body. So there are a lot of theory alone and meditative practices, of course. I never included asanas also at that time. So it was pure meditation, guided meditation, and understanding the chakras. Okay, and their functioning. So that was also good, but this was like a feather in the cap, which got added into my chakra work. I mean, this just boosted the whole thing. Now with DMT, it's so much more convenient because there's a variety when I am working on chakras. So people who are interested in chakras, I can get them into my DMT sessions. People who are into DMT sessions can get an added benefit of chakras. Okay, that's one thing. And the ones who are not willing to just sit while the movement is happening, you must have noticed when in our sessions also, when we move a lot, there's a time when we sit and reflect. That's such a beautiful time, right? Because my body needs that rest for a while. And at such times, when I'm asking them to visualize a particular chakra, okay, watch the color grow, and then it makes so much more easy because the physical body has moved. And because the energy is used, now it is relaxing. The mind also, thoughts also start coming. So there is better focus. When I say focus on your chakra, if I just get them to sit and say focus on the chakra, the mind is going to be active. It's going to be in 10 different places. But now I've already relaxed the two most important aspects here. Then concentration is better. The feeling, the experience is really good, and introspection happens at a deeper level. So I feel DMT and chakra work or any of these modalities, I would say, is the best thing to do. So yeah, that's my experience.
Okay, so Madhvi, what else would you like to talk about? Something that you found really interesting, because you have been a person who has been self-aware, and I'm sure body awareness also was there. But what is it that DMT brought along, which was like a wow movement, and you never thought this also could be a possibility? Was there anything like that in your life that DMT got about?
So, of course, DMT has done a world of good to me. So I was always dancing, and as a classical dancer, along with all the benefits, you both know the other aspect of pressure and to be appearing good from the classical standpoint, right?
Yes.
To have that perfect body also, because that personality on the stage. So all of this came with dance for me. But with DMT, I just felt I loved myself much more. Okay, that acceptance, because every time I danced before, I had this picture of looking through the lens of, is my pose correct? Is my posture right? Am I doing it all correct? Am I getting the lines perfect? But now I was beyond the lines and the geometric figures which needed to look perfectly aligned. And that allowed me to be truly myself. And I think it is only through DMT that I could enjoy that through dance, which didn't happen. So prior to DMT, yes, I think my asanas, yoga was a beautiful thing which helped me be myself. But I still couldn't bring that in my dance, because each time I danced, I wanted that reaching that perfection, because that's what is ingrained, right? The conditioned mind cannot be, you just can't get out of it so easily. And that's exactly what DMT helped me with. I could be anything, and that's what I am, and that's it. And nothing else matters. It's not about reaching anywhere. It's not about that end goal, but it is about me, my existence, my being. And it just took me a little more deeper when it comes to my physical body. See, sometimes when you're doing a lot of, for me, when I was working on myself so much, I felt my upper chakras were very open and accepting everything, because that was the aligning with the divine kinds, that compassion from the heart to the crown. But what about the lower chakras? They were still not accepting the physicality completely, because it is viewed from the outside, right? How people look at you, how people are talking about my dance, for example. After DMT, I think that is what I could work with. I just felt so much more comfortable, and I started believing. That was the first time, let me tell you, despite having a master's and all of it, I have taught for so many years. That was the first time I loved my dance. Until then, I always had a lens. So that was a big advantage of DMT for me.
Madhvi, I cannot begin. And again, we have spoken about this, but I cannot begin telling you how much I relate to this. Because again, I also have a master's in dance, have been teaching for quite some time, have been performing, but finally loving my body, finding my own authentic movement, enjoying dancing again without having any sort of a pressure was, again, like you said, that was my wow moment as well. Like looking at myself and saying, wow, I dance so well was, and not out of vanity, but just self-awareness and self-love. Divya also talked a lot about this. Like actually, so she mentioned like beginning to do movements where I'm just one is just looking at their hand and see how the hand is moving, how what all beautiful things the hand and the fingers that can do. And I actually did that later also after we spoke with Divya. And it was again a smaller but wow moment as well. Like, oh wow, yeah. Because also it for me what it brought was so much gratitude for my body. A very deep understanding of the privilege that I have, that I'm able to move my body so freely, so well, and knowing people who can't. So even that was like a wow moment. Other than that, I have also had a lot of wow moments when I was facilitating. When someone else, had a revelation, someone else had a breakthrough. And that was also like a reassuring wow moment for me. Like, oh, yes, it works. I am able to help someone. I'm able to make someone feel better. And that was also, it always is very humbling and gratifying in its own way. Have you ever had any similar wow
I was
moments?
just going to tell that, while facilitating, actually, it really humbles us. And not just that, when we watch, for me, that I've noticed, when I see people, their experiences, it just brings me to this understanding that I'm not the only one. Prior to that, somewhere maybe I felt, oh, I'm judging myself so much, and I want to be perfect, or these are my experiences with the outer world. But each of them have their own. And through these sessions, when I see them be vulnerable, those are the most beautiful things, that someone is so ready to express everything that they feel deep within. So the confidence that they have, that safety that they feel in that group, and with the facilitator, I just feel those are really very beautiful moments, because they are also teaching me at that moment, uh, to be able to be absolutely vulnerable. I, after the DMT sessions, of course, it has helped me be that. but I wouldn't say I'm still completely, into that
Hmm.
absolute vulnerable where I can just open up and speak my heart out. Uh, Maybe I'm still not there, though I'm working. So the point is that it gives me an understanding of where I am. Constantly, it reminds me that it's a journey. And these are those wow moments when I see the group, the clients being so they trust the whole process. When I see that trust in them, I think those are surely the wow moments, and gives me an opportunity to learn and just
Hmm.
be to be able to let loose a little more than wherever I am today.
Yes, in
So
fact, Madhvi, that is one big advantage that I found about DMT also, right? When we remember, we did presentations about all our pioneers and all of that and all their work.
yes,
Yes, I remember Trudy Shoup was the pioneer that I worked with, and I read about her and all that. And I remember her process was this, there are a lot of hidden things inside us, inside our unconscious, and to be in those psychological terms, subconscious, unconscious, and hidden inside where you are not able to access them. And dance movement therapy was the methodology she used to bring it to the forefront, like how Madhvi was talking about right now. So, when it is in your consciousness, in your awareness, then you have the choice to deal with it however you like. But so many times we are so unaware of what happens inside us. Right? So I think dance movement therapy brings it to the forefront. It is in front of you. Now you do whatever you want. You want to get rid of it, you want to melt it, you want to burn it, you want to just comfort it, whatever it is. But bringing to that forefront, bringing to the awareness of our body, making it tangible, making it accessible, just like how our body is, I think is the biggest advantage that I have found about dance movement therapy. And it's very quick. Unlike other things that I have tried in my life, I think with dance, probably also because I'm a dancer and I connect to it at multiple levels. But for me, dealing it with dance is super fast. So that is something that I have noticed. And as dancers, I think once again we end up talking to a lot of dancers, Purva, and that connection with dancers and dance movement therapy is so close, more than
Yeah.
the psychologists that we have spoken to out of my experience, right? Dancers relate to this a lot more than any other professionals, and probably even actors could be feeling the same as what I think.
I
Yeah.
think that's because we have always worked with our bodies only.
Hmm.
So and dance movement therapy, it's all about through the body reaching,
Right.
a better version of ourselves. So it's when it is the modern, I mean, psychology, I feel they are operating from the mind and then trying to reach the body. So I think we connect to DMT better maybe because of this.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
So I think that kind of brings it to one very organic, nice conclusion. We have a small ritual, Madhvi, that we do to conclude our sessions. So since we are dance movement therapists, so what is it that your body wants to communicate today? And what is that one gesture that comes up to summarize the entire session we have had, or whatever you're feeling at this moment?
Hmm, I think
Okay. Would you like to
uh,
say what it
that
means?
I just feel my heart is opening and I'm just feeling so much
Hmm.
more expansive. And I can just feel this connection with you both. So at the moment, it was all such a, like that oneness I could feel. So
Nice. Awesome. Purva, what comes up for you today?
Because we talk so much about aligning and alignment, somehow this is coming, the element of alignment.
Oh, nice. So,
What about you, Deepti?
yeah. So for me, a lotus is what comes to me today, which is that typically, that animation of lotus to be specific, which is turning and rotating, and it's dynamic. That is what comes to me because I think we have had a very quick, but so much was discussed, so many topics were
Yeah,
addressed at multiple
very
levels.
packed.
Yeah, but very quickly. It went through like this. So that
Yeah.
dynamic lotus is what comes to me today. So
I'm just feeling like I've traveled from my childhood to where I am right now, and
Yeah, yeah.
really the entire picture has gone off like,
yes,
you know,
right. It was super quick for some reason today. Maybe the energy of the day also is like that. It is fast somehow today. So
Maybe. Yeah. I'm also feeling that actually since morning. Things are happening very, it's been fast paced. You're right.
yeah, so if you are stuck somewhere in life, I think today is a good day to utilize the energy and
Yep.
move quickly.
Yep.
All right.
I think
On that note, Madhvi, thank you so much for joining us. And we had a lovely time talking to you and looking forward to more such conversations. And this brings us at the end of our 10th Therapeutic Thursdays episode. And it's a good milestone in itself. So
thank
I
you,
think
Purva, and
pats
thank you.
on our back.
Yes, absolutely, for the wonderful job that you both are doing. And thank you for again calling me. And right from the day one, I've told you, and today I'm here thanks to you both. I've so just that I worked a little more on myself to be here. So
Yes,
this is the
and we
journey.
are glad that this could give you an opportunity to probably work one extra bit on yourself.
Yes.
Always
Absolutely,
hope for improvement.
absolutely. Yeah. So just to open up a little more, so that's given
Yes.
me another opportunity. So the credit goes to you both. Otherwise, I would have thought on these lines.
And we wish that, you do such wonderful work. We wish that many people can reach out to you and people
Yep.
who are especially interested in that, domain of working with chakras or working with pranic healing. And a combination of DMT and that will be wonderful. And Madhavi, we hope to see a lot of people approaching you with that. And we hope to see a lot of people healing through these modalities as well. Yes, thank you so much once again, and we'll see you soon. And we'll see our audience also very soon. We have some interesting announcements that are coming up. So stay tuned and we'll stay in touch with us. Bye
See
bye.
you.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye bye, Madhvi, Deepti. See
Bye.
you.